tell me how you tell me a little bit about Jewish American Heritage Month in May and how you got involved.
Sure. When I was elected to Congress, the Jewish community leadership in my district came to me and asked me to sponsor a resolution that would urge President Bush at the time to issue a proclamation declaring a Jewish American Heritage Month. The purpose of which, we were just coming off the celebration of 350 years of Jewish life in America. It was a incredible celebration. It raised the awareness and profile and educated Americans about the special contributions that Jews have made during that 350 years of life in America to American history. And the feeling was that because there has been such a precipitous rise in anti-Semitism and bigotry, and because Jews we're less than 2% of the population, having a month-long focus on the contributions that we've made would be incredibly important to help reduce anti-Semitism and also raise awareness about our contributions.
Mm-hmm. And tell me a little bit about some of the important events that are going to take place. What do you think is like the biggest event? And are there any celebrities that are going to be involved? And will you be involved in any of the events yourself?
There are events all over the country, events hosted by Jewish federations and by the Jewish Museum Network that we have in the United States. There'll be a reception in the Capitol. We have an annual reception in the Capitol every year that's people all over Washington, D.C. come and celebrate Jewish American Heritage Month. I'll be participating in a lot of activities, both in Florida and in Washington.
Any concerts?
If people want to find out about the specific events that are associated with Jewish American Heritage Month in their community, that they can go on the official Jewish American Heritage Month website, which is jam.us. It's JAHM.us, and they can find the event that's the most interesting or the nearest to them.
Mm-hmm. And is this year, in 2010, a bigger celebration than the one in 2006 and going forward?
Every year the celebration gets bigger as more and more Jewish communities are aware that Jewish American Heritage Month exists. This is the 5th annual Jewish American Heritage Month, proclaimed by President Obama now for the 2nd year since he was elected president. And we have expanded dramatically the number of events across the country. Now there are school districts that are implementing Jewish American heritage curriculum in the schools so that we can help school children understand that, for example, that Jews are both a culture and a heritage as well as a religion. There are a lot of Americans that spend their entire life never really encountering a Jewish person, or certainly not interacting with a Jewish person very often.
Tell me about your experience in the dorm.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was not a happy experience. When I was a freshman in college, I was talking to a girl from a small town in Florida, and the subject came up that I was Jewish and she was Christian, and her reaction to my saying that I was Jewish was that I've seen pictures, but I've never seen a real one. And I had heard that there are some people that think that Jews have horns and that we're somehow not human. It was just, she didn't say it out of malice. It was just a factual statement that popped out of her mouth.
And
so,
you were shocked.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked. So I feel like programming and educational activities throughout Jewish American Heritage Month, and the whole purpose of Jewish American Heritage Month is to make someone like the young woman on my dormitory hall aware of the contributions and traditions of the Jewish community.
One thing that you just said is that Jews represent like 2% of the United States,
right.
0.2% of the world population, and yet they represent 67% of the Nobel Prize winners for economics, 53% of the world's chess champions, 25% of the Kennedy Center honorees, and so forth. How do you explain that extraordinary accomplishment on the part of this small group of people? What drives that?
Well, obviously there are many accomplished members of the Jewish community. The focus of Jewish American Heritage Month is not on Jewish accomplishments. It's on Jewish contributions to American history. And it's on how we have improved the lives of the American people over the 356 years of our life here in America. It's hard to say why you can attribute significant success to any particular community. We do have a long tradition of devotion and support for education. That, obviously one of the most important things in the Jewish community when you're raised in a Jewish family is that educating yourself to the maximum extent that you can results in the kind of success that I think a lot of Jews have had.
What did your parents say to you as you were growing up to inspire you? What did they play a part in your success?
Oh, definitely. I mean, really, my parents spent my entire childhood drumming into my head that I should reach for the stars and that I should work very hard. Work ethic was always a very important factor in that my parents instilled in me. That was key to success, and making sure that I worked hard in school, that I did the best, always gave it my all, and I think that that's a common thread through most Jewish families.
So, well, a lot of young people don't listen to their parents necessarily. What did your inner voice tell you that you wanted to do with your life?
Well, I really, when I was in college, I was a child of the 80s and grew up with my graduating class at the University of Florida. So many of those graduates made the choice to go down the path of making as much money as humanly possible. The pull that I felt was to make the world a better place, and the whole notion of tikkun olam, which is what I was raised to believe by my family. My family instilled in me that because we were fortunate, it was our responsibility to give back to others and to help lift up others in celebration of our good fortune. So I chose the path of public service and was fortunate to be able to spend my career as both a legislative staff person and an elected official for the last 18 years.
Did your faith help you survive your breast cancer?
The strength of our community and the threads that bind the Jewish community really helped me. I mean, it was really important for me to be able to lean on my friends and my family, and the strong familial culture that we have in the Jewish community was an important one.
And then finally, what have you told your own children? Are you a good Jewish mother?
I think I'm a pretty good Jewish mother. I definitely have been trying to instill the importance of education in my children, and the importance of making education a priority, the importance of working hard, and particularly the advice that I have taken from my parents my whole life, and that's to always do your best. And that if you do your best, and you can never look back and regret not being successful, because if you put your all into your goals, then you should almost always come out okay.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
It's great to be with you.
Great to be with you.